So let's start with all the announcements of ExileCon for you YouTube folks. I know you probably heard this multiple times, but as a diehard fan as I am, I've been playing since about 2000, early 2005, 2014. So there's a lot to uncover here. So I'm gonna try and go through this like not like at least a little bit frame for frame, because there's a few things that I want to like. I was just really blown away and also talk about the whole path of exile on Diablo 4. So it should be fun.
Seek to take their place.
So immediately there's like a I don't even know what that is. I think it looks disgusting.
Let your souls be.
This is cool. This is really cool. Is these are all the characters that are not the characters, like the classes that exist, and this is the character selection screen, and I love it. And it's dark for one reason. 3, 2, 1. Pick your character, and then they're hanged. All of them except the one that survived, which is you. So now you're going to be dealing with that amount of like, man, I could have picked anybody, but I picked you, and the other ones are dead. It's your fault. Congratulations. Same shore thing. Just looks beautiful and gritty, and kind of like that Diablo feel from like Diablo 1 and 2. And I always go for the darker tone of games. Love it. And this has got like that immediate, like it feels spooky. It feels spooky. That makes sense. And looks fluid. Quite disgusting.
20 years since Kitava fell.
And
already corruption spread
this is like
a plague through the shattered land.
Oh yeah, Jay, no kidding. It's always spread better. Like, and also the bosses.
In the shadows.
Like their bosses. It's insane. And this is all in the first act, which they've discussed, which we'll definitely go over the Reddit stuff.
It must be done
in a few. And that looks. What, I don't even know what that tree is. But that looks cool. Is that like a mobile town? Just some of the effects are just gorgeous. And then there's that shape-shifting. That was huge. When 7-act storyline is like they had to top the original, like the 3.0. They had to, and I think that's the boat you start on from like the second expansion, like the 2.0 release. And when I watched ExileCon, like after this happened, I mean, there was the amount of applause that came out was incredible. And Chris Wilson is like, he's like God for us Path of Exile fans, and seeing him get involved and feel that emotion of like success and like the amount of joy that like people are like screaming and it's everything, and it's done right. They did a whole bunch of changes, which I think they show here. Yeah. 1-2 campaigns, one game, two campaigns, both the old new storyline. They both intertwine. So it goes, they're both about the same, not like the same timeline, but they will meet up at the end, which is the end game mapping, which is a standard. 19 new ascendancy classes, along with the original 19 that already exist, is like, where could they go? They did show off a couple. Yeah, here's was one of them. I'm guessing like some kind of soul sucker. And then that just looks baller. Then you also have new skill gem system, which this is huge. This is like amazing to see, because you got the whole original where you have to link your weapons. Now it's the gems, and they get rid of fusing orbs, which that currency is dead to us. All new equipment, which look really well designed. They do have like a Diablo-esque look to it. And this isn't going to come out for a while, but I'm assuming... Oh, we're unlikely to start a beta until at least very late 2020, which I'm in. I'm already in. So, you probably already seen the gameplay enough, so we're gonna avoid that for now. But after that, they talked about Conquerors of the Atlas, which this is December 13th in like 3 weeks, which is insane. That they're doing all this stuff and they make all these changes, and it's incredible to see.
I worked with a group of exiles once.
Just this.
Like yourselves.
And a lot of things
Together,
subtly
we
made
faced
sense.
terrible evil that
There was a lot of
plagued
Reddit talk
the
about
Atlas
like
and threatened
some
our world.
changes and just the subtle things which they somehow
With great
worked.
perseverance, we were able to defeat the
I
Elder.
want to miss him. I mean, he's not gone, but I miss him being the end game boss kind of thing.
They kept going back. Over and over, again and again. There was something inside them that could never be satisfied.
I'm starting to think these are mathful builds though.
More power, more prestige. They sought to rule and conquer those strange lands.
See, I'm wondering if
Each time they returned, I feel
Oh, yeah.
more and more what they were becoming.
like Path of Exile 2, it's
I
it's a
sealed
jump
them in the Atlas.
in the engine, graphically,
They found a way
and
back.
because of what they're implementing, which from what I read, they're implementing Vulkan, which is used for mobile development, or more like a broad-based development kind of thing. And the fact that they're involving that or using that is huge. And there's a couple changes that they made that they're trying to work on. And it's gonna be hard to do. This system, everything about this is 3 weeks from now. All of this, it's amazing. This is there's always a big expansion once a year. Always. That completely just changes the whole game. Which is, let's see, this is 3.9, 8765. So 5 was Betrayal. Oh, GGG has like the amount of respect I have, and they've, from seeing where they've been to where they are now is huge, and they're actually hiring. So, which is cool. That they need people, which means they'll be able to develop more and more things. And this, I mean, 5 new endgame bosses. I've only seen 2, and this is one of them. And this is the second one that I saw. We have no clue about this guy. This is incredible. Like, these bosses are going to be so much fun. The Atlas has changed where you start from the center and there's like 91 maps, but you kill the conquerors and you upgrade the amount of maps you have. So eventually all your maps are going to be 14 to 16, which eliminates the shape resorbs, which used to be like, you had like standard, like I think like 12 maps. No, it's 5 different bosses. This is a chaos guy. You got a cold and you got a lightning. I want to know what he's gonna be, but because they haven't told us. I think they're still working on it. Support Gem Plus, which is going to just propel builds to a new level. And then you got new currency that's gonna just completely just make things complicated. Ballistas, I'm probably going to be doing ballistas as or a bow build, utilizing this. I'm wondering, actually, come to think of it, if they have barrage support, is barrage going to still exist? Or did they buff barrage so that this I don't know. I'm not sure about that. We'll find out soon. Oh. Wait, no. Okay, no. It's something different. I was thinking it was kind of like one of those there's like certain gems that it doesn't go that high of a level, but I'm wondering if that has the same treatment. I'm wondering. But I'm probably gonna do explosive arrow with barrage support. That's what I'm thinking. Or ballistas with some stupid shenanigans out of the duelist tree. The items itself, this is cool. Chris Wilson talked about this one. He said screw it and just spent the day, made like hold tab of those and hit them with all corruptions. He got up to 3 and then it bricked. And you can have up to 5. And I bet if you get 5, you're gonna make bank. So that's gonna be some money. And as well as I want to see these supporter packs. I'm waiting. They're supposed to, the new supporter packs, from what I saw, and I don't remember where I saw it, but they're doing a game book, a Path of Exile game book as the physical thing, and I'm all about it. I'm so cool because I have the shirt and whatnot. So with the new expansion, as well as it's a 3.9, there's always a new league, which is Metamorph. And this alone is insane. What up, Chaotic? Welcome. Hope a fantastic day, my friend.
Take a clean knife and cut a sample of flesh.
It's a boss league.
Repeat 4 times.
Which
mix the 5
I'm
samples
super
in a
curious.
chromatic solution. Heat.
If I'm hoping
Stand
it
up.
shows it that depending on what you
Intrinsic
put in
darkness
there
will make itself known.
is how strong it gets. And I'm wondering what the
Observe its
percentages
anger.
are.
Its aggression. Observe
It's
its
really
changing
cool.
form. Never comfortable to stay in one shape for long.
That's why I'm wondering about my builds though.
It will try to kill you. Best not let it. Plunge the clean knife repeatedly.
And the voice,
Try
like,
more heat.
their characters are
More.
just insanely good. The voice
Perfect.
acting is just so good.
Only every living creature to go.
We had I just can't wait for this. I've been excited for like the past week and I've been wanting to talk about this. Metamorph League, new NPC Tane Octavius, master alchemist who studied in Oriath, exiled to raid class for killing his teacher. So, and searches for what makes the self, which I'm curious about the end game for this, because you build your own boss. Now, if you look at this, you have a couple guys in here that's 4%. It's like a small fraction. What does it take to go all the way up? And how hard will that be? And what will it take to get to that far? Will it be the end game bosses? Will it be all the T16 bosses there? Will it be guardians? Will it be just... I don't know. And is this... And that's Shaper. But I don't think that's you, though. I think that's just a cosmetic. I can't tell. Oh, and they shapeshift. So if you have different bosses in there, over time it changes different forms. So it'll be constantly changing. And now they're adding quality for all the jewelry, which we never had before. And this is just gonna make things very complicated because depends on how difficult these are. If these are difficult to get and they have a stack of 10, you have to put on these quality catalysts before you roll it. So it's kind of like it's going to be complicated. You can collect samples from map bosses to create daily metamorphs that combine the powers, challenge, and rewards of multiple bosses. Which, that's the Val. That's a Guardian. Oh no. I think I know where that's going. Oh no. You can have the Guardians be involved as oh man. Oh man, I just want this lead out. I just want to play. And last thing they announced is, well, something I didn't think I wanted, but I do want.
So
Everyone thought it
mobile
was a
games are kind of
joke.
bullshit, right? You know,
Did you not?
transactions, time gates, energy bars, random nag screens, notifications, video ads. You know, you get the idea. There's really a lot of evil garbage going on in mobile games today. But in 2012, when you first released Path of Exile on PC, you really could have said the same thing about a lot of free-to-play games there too.
So this is what it looks like.
And it looks
there are 8 skill binds,
good.
5 flasks, the same gear you'd expect to see on any Path of Exile game. One of the major benefits of this project was the tech we've developed. It's allowing us to improve our tools and engine and systems across the board for all platforms. Our goal is to bring Path of
Chris
Exile
Wilson's gonna
to
say it,
mobile with
but
absolutely zero compromise.
But she should say
We
right
wanted
now.
to make something that is a real Path of Exile game. We didn't just farm it out to an external
Hey,
studio.
Damon, welcome,
It's
welcome.
developed entirely by a
Enjoy
team
the
here
lurk.
in New Zealand.
Thanks
The only
for
thing
stopping
that's
by.
fundamentally different between phone games and PC games is that you expect to play for shorter game sessions on a phone. Maps are a perfect length to have the quick turnaround time required for mobile gameplay while retaining all of the deep systems that Path of Exile players expect.
This looks, yeah. Take that,
Then we really
Diablo
felt we could do
Immortal.
free-to-play on PC without all that player hostile stuff.
That's gonna be an
So we
interesting
thought, you know,
conversation in a few
Maybe we
minutes.
can do the same thing on mobile. Maybe we can make a game that bucks all those bullshit trends and make it something that's a good game first, that just so happens to be played on a phone.
And I want this. I love Path and the fact that I can do it while pooping. If you take a 5-minute poop, you can finish a whole map. Like, what's wrong with that? That seems like a win to me. That was bothering me. Like, how can you? And what they said is that it's kind of just, here it is. Feel free to try it. If not, we got the main game. The main game is our importance. PC, consoles. How can you fault them? But what was funny is they wanted to announce it last year, but a certain game called Diablo Immortal and the amount of memes from that would have been a bad idea, guys. That would have been a bad idea. So let's do this. So no. I wanted to drag you. Get over here. Perfect. All right. So yeah, it's definitely a good thing they waited. So, couple things. This is all the stuff that was announced at ExileCon, and as long as I think any other future, they usually spoil stuff over the next couple weeks because we got officially 22 days, and they're usually like on Friday. So already talked about all this. Shaper and Elder fights, which were huge. There's a lot of chase uniques now with the Shaper and Elder fights. There's like the Dying Sun, Void Forge, Star Forge. You probably can throw Shaper's Touch now because usually those things are hated, but they're probably worth in some regard. And then you get the Elder fight, which is like the Nub Watcher's Eye and Presence, and a few, I think like one other thing, I can't remember. But those things are going to be worth bank. And there's builds around those items. And now that they're stuck behind a very hard to break wall. Ooh boy. New bow gems. They've only showed like one or two. I think they can snare, and then a couple supports. And then ballistas, which they finally addressed ballistas. They kind of, they're more like they were known as totems, but now they're ballistas, which is a new class, and they're also putting new passive trees on there. Explosive arrow. This is like the main thing I'm thinking about. Is that explosive arrow can strike much higher. Additional hits will not refresh the duration until explosion. So that's gonna be fun. Tornado shot's dead. It's dead. Burning arrow. So you got Arrow Nova, which is where you shoot up and it drops down. Barrage support is what they show, which is you turn any skill into a barrage, sort of like a quick thing. Which this and explosive arrow is going to work very well. Because explosive arrow is not based off of projectile damage, it's based off of an after effect of the explosive shot. Snaring arrows, galvanic arrow. This is different. Releases arrows along with a burst of lightning, which damages all enemies in a cone. The arrows degrade in flight as the lightning dissipates. Soon vanishing. I can read, I promise. Arrow speed also apply to... Ooh! That'll be fun. That'll be a lot of fun. Oh, I didn't see that. New ballista, shotgun totem, rain totem, support plus. There's all of these. New currency. Monster resistance changes. I didn't see any of that. That's gonna be terrifying. Uniques. Fury Valve. Oh, that's the amulet. Okay, never mind. New div cards as per usual. And they plan on bringing Blight back. They just need to make some changes. And we don't really know much more about 4.0 other than what was announced. So there's a lot to dissect and wait for. So right now it's all quiet. And I'm excited. I don't know about you guys, but I am excited for this new league and everything regarding it, as well as the future Path of Exile. But now here's the interesting question. We had BlizzCon, which they announced Diablo 4 after how many years of no Diablo? And considering their support. And this will be a question for the comments or Twitch chat right now. Is with the timing of Path of Exile 2, which they plan on having a beta in later next year. Diablo 4, from what we saw, is they have like one act done, I think, and the other 3 or 4 are not even started yet. They just have concept art. Which, if it took them a couple years to do even that, we probably won't expect Diablo 4 for a very long time. And I'm going to word this right. is Blizzard in a spot? 2022 is the earliest. It's possible. Is Blizzard in a spot to dominate or shed light on the ARPG format? Which, if you want to think about the two companies separately in terms of where they at, for me personally, I played Diablo 3 and I hated it. I was one of the beta testers and I absolutely dreaded it. It didn't scratch the itch that I wanted, and it felt simple to me. But some people like that, with the ability to just crush everything and have that. And then we know how their support is with keeping things up to date along with the price tag. You also have Path of Exile, where it's free. It's a free game, mind you. All this stuff is free. Don't have to pay a dime. Nothing. Sure, they're behind. Sure, they got Tencent behind them, but Tencent only mainly deals with the Chinese market. They have no influence on what GGG does. You get a lot of MTXs, and they're just they're just too good. So I own a lot of them. It's a problem. As well as every 3 months, there's new content for Path. Every 3 months. And they're always updating it and making changes based off of community feedback. Well, don't quote me on this, but if the Blizzard tends to not, as well as they put a very large price tag on a lot of their things. Case in point, $50 to watch BlizzCon. Which I'm assuming is mainly because they're only focused on those that care about Blizzard, along with you got to get some cash out of it, but they threw like some incentives, like, oh, you get this sweet mount and some other thing. Cool. I could care less. I don't play WoW. I tried it for 20 minutes and never played it again because I had a buddy that said, oh, you got to try WoW. It's like you can play for free for like a little bit, and I tried it and I stopped and I didn't like it. Overwatch, I enjoyed, but there was an element in that felt I couldn't keep playing it. Like, it felt stale. Two companies I know love for it, in the Blizzard and Epic. Epic, I can speak on that, but let me continue with Blizzard for a minute, because all this will tie together somehow, in some way. And then you got Diablo, which we'll see. I mean, as a gamer, if I like what I see, sure. But from the gameplay I saw and the skill system, it goes back to Diablo days, but it felt simple. Like, it's not my thing. It kind of actually has the same system as classic WoW. It's the same system where you put points in and it goes down. It's the same thing. But if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of thing. And then, actually, I have it up here. You got a Hearthstone. I enjoyed Hearthstone. I enjoyed it, but it's way too much money investment because it's a card game, and if you don't put money in it, good luck having any chance of winning. That's normal. StarCraft, I didn't touch it. That's not something I delved into. Heroes of the Storm, it was okay. But Blizzard is in a weird spot because now there's a partnership with Activision. And Activision is starting to become a little bit too money hungry, and it starts to spread. And okay, here's a quick question. Is Diablo Immortal out? I haven't paid any attention to it ever since Is it even out? It's not. It's not even out. Unless they scratched it. Because I haven't heard anything about it since. Ever since that massive out of season April Fool's joke red shirt guy. We haven't heard anything regarding Diablo. It's still slated for 2019 release. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but we're kind of running out of 2019. We're kind of running out. So they got 1 month. Is it going to be a Christmas time thing? And if they can't even release Diablo on time, Diablo Immortal, which that doesn't bode well for my sanity's sake on Diablo 4. That's just my hot take. As for the Epic